Yesterday marked the mid-season finale of Star Wars Rebels Season 3 with the episode Visions and Voices. Ezra begins seeing and hearing Maul in his head as a consequence of joining the holocrons earlier in the season. Maul experiences the same, so they perform a ritual together to join their minds and complete the visions they received in that episode, and together they learn the next steps to their paths. Early on, we got a reappearance of the Bindu, and that was an interesting scene. He wasn't very helpful at all, and I guess that was on purpose to retain his neutrality. But he also seemingly can reveal and hide himself at will. I'm guessing Maul didn't see Bindu or their conversation. This lends more credence to the theory that Bindu can take on multiple forms, like maybe those convors we keep seeing. I hope we continue learning more about the Bindu because right now he's still very much a mystery that I think would be frustrating to leave unexplained. Maul explains that he and Ezra each have a part of the whole vision they received from the holocrons, and that a Nightsister ritual will help them find the answers they seek. So they head to Dathomir, followed closely by Kanan and Sabine. Maul hints that he may be the last of the Dathomirians. We know the Nightsisters were wiped out, but we're not quite sure about the Night Brothers. It's possible the Empire could have sterilized them like the Geonosians. Maul also touches on magic and how it's an aspect of the Force. Something Rebels and the new canon in general has been doing is showing us the different ways that people can relate to the Force. The Jedi and the Sith are only two groups, but we've seen the Lasat and their ability to channel the Ashla. We're learning about the Church of the Force, and we've known about Nightsister magic for some time. Gareth Edwards has hinted that Lucasfilm has plans for the planet Jedha down the line. I think learning the history of the ancient Jedi could be very eye-opening, not just for their order, but for the Force in general, and I'm a fan of seeing more possible relationships different beings and groups have with it. Maul's cave, of course, has some cool little Easter eggs, like a Death Watch helmet from his time as their leader, a very creepy portrait of Duchess Satine, and of course the darksaber, which he doesn't seem to wield anymore. Maybe he doesn't feel worthy. Finally, there is some Mandalorian writing on the wall that translates to Kenobi, which is the perfect segue into the actual ritual. Ezra and Maul perform it, join their minds, and receive the full vision. Last time, it would appear that Ezra saw the location, and Maul saw the man himself. This time, Maul sees the desert planet with twin suns, and Ezra confirms what we've been guessing for weeks, that Maul indeed saw Obi-Wan Kenobi, who Ezra recognized from Kanan's holocron. Maul states that it ends where it began because his first encounter with the Jedi was on Tatooine in The Phantom Menace. They don't get time to celebrate because the spirits of the Nightsisters come forth, demanding their flesh and blood. Kanan and Sabine walk in at that exact moment and are possessed. Maul leads Ezra out of the cave, revealing that the witches can't pass beyond the threshold like Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade. This is the big moment for Ezra. Maul gives him the chance to travel down the path of the dark side, abandon his friends, and destroy the Sith. Ezra refuses, and Maul seems genuinely hurt by the decision. He yells at Ezra, demanding that he forget the past, which is pretty hypocritical considering that's literally all Maul cares about, seeking revenge for those that wronged him in the past. It's still unclear what his ultimate goal is. We know he wants to find Kenobi, but why? If he's still after revenge, that's just so misguided. First of all, he already killed Satine, but more importantly, the Sith have done so much more to him than Obi-Wan ever did. Obi-Wan cut Maul in half in self-defense. Sidious stole him away from his family, used him, cast him aside, killed Savage, tortured him, killed his mother, and more. So I see two possibilities. The obvious option is that he's still after revenge and just wants to kill Obi-Wan. If that's the route he's going, it's misguided, yes, but maybe he's just been beaten down by Palpatine so many times, he's just given up on even trying to kill him. The Darth Maul comic that's about to begin could reveal a lot about their master-apprentice relationship and why he would feel that way. I do think the writers are at least leading us towards believing he's out to kill Kenobi. That would definitely put some urgency on Kanan and the others to find him first. But the option I would prefer to see play out is that Maul wants to recruit Obi-Wan to help him fight the Empire. That would be less misguided and more interesting in my opinion, and show some growth from Maul. In this episode alone, he was very straightforward. He withheld information from Ezra, but honestly, if Kanan and Sabine hadn't followed them, everything would have been fine. He didn't betray anyone, he didn't use Kanan's possession as an excuse to hurt him more, and he left Ezra in peace. With all the major revelations out of the way, Ezra ventures back into the cave to save Sabine and Kanan, which he does pretty easily. I wouldn't have minded seeing that take a little more time and energy to resolve, but I get that things have to be wrapped up within like 20 minutes, and I'm okay with them prioritizing character development over the perfect way to get rid of the Nightsisters. The ending just seemed a little rushed. They all leave the cave together, and Ezra apparently was just gonna leave the darksaber lying around. Fortunately, Sabine picked it up. Actually, there was a fun moment earlier in the episode where she was fighting with it, and Ezra says, "That doesn't belong to you," but it kinda does. We still don't know where it came from originally, but her relatives had it before Maul did. I'm excited to see where they go with that. The only real issue I had with this episode is that I think it could have been pretty simply combined with the episode Holocrons of Fate. 2 episodes could have become one. Nightsister magic could have been used to join the holocrons, Maul and Ezra would receive the full vision right then and there, and the rest could have played out the same. Personally, I think I like the idea that they would have had to force the holocrons to provide them with a vision, and that it's not something that they just do naturally. That always seemed a little odd, but forgivable to me. And like I mentioned before, I think the reason we got 2 episodes surrounding this is because we're meant to see some character development in both Ezra and Maul. What did you guys think of the episode? Let me know in the comments. If you want to take a look at my other Rebels reviews, you can check them out right here. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.